You've done, I mean, you did well. I mean, that was a big deal wooing, in terms of these film companies wooing, Steven Pixar, but then, Marvel Entertainment in 2009, Lucasfilm in 2012. How did you think about, as you were thinking about, expanding these platforms, first of all, how did this all fit with Disney? It's obviously fit well, but also, wooing guys like Steve Jobs, George Lucas to do these things. These are not easy deals.
I had three priorities when I got the job in terms of strategy. First was, let's put most of our capital into high quality intellectual property. And I felt that because the world was being disrupted, mostly on the distribution front. And I thought no matter what, and I did not have a great look into the future in terms of where it would go, but I knew it was going to change. And I figured that no matter what changes in terms of distribution, nothing's going to beat the power of a high quality story. It will live, and interestingly enough, even Walt Disney in the 50s said something like that. And I believed in brands, in branded storytelling, because I thought that there was going to be a proliferation of storytelling. And the more choice people had, the more important brands would be, because it's a quick way of knowing what something is. If whatever you make with a brand on it embodies the brand attributes. That was the first. The second was use technology to reach people in new and more compelling ways. And the third was grow globally. So Pixar was designed to create the ability to buy more intellectual property and make more, and also use the technology to distribute it or to make it look more relevant, which is what I talked about earlier. After we did that in 2006, we had my head of strategy, who just got a new job at the company, Kevin Mayer, and I had an acquisition target list. And on the list in 2007 was Marvel and Lucas. As it turns out, 3 years after Pixar, I walked into a person's office in New York, a guy named Ike Perlmutter, who was the controlling shareholder of Marvel. I said, I have an idea about us buying Marvel, and I convinced them that it was not only the right thing to do for the company, but the right thing for the shareholders of Marvel. And then 3 years later, I took George Lucas to breakfast at Disney World. He was there to reopen a Star Wars-based attraction called Star Tours. I made sure I was there to reopen it with him because I was on a mission, which is to talk to him about possibly selling Lucasfilm, and he did that. Yeah. So they all were similar in nature, branded content, Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, and they all fit the strategy that I outlined when I got the job.